All right, guys, continuing to look at the questions you guys are having on 9-7. I love answering your questions because it means you're trying the homework. So, yeah, don't ever feel like you're bothering me. Again, I can't stress that enough. So, the one we're looking at now is number 34 on 9-7. It's solving this equation. Negative 4/3 x plus 4/9 equals negative x squared. Again, I apologize for the paper being printed right now. Last time it was Trevor. We'll see who it is this time. So, and I did not beat Trevor. So, don't tell people I did. So, the paper's out. Let's just see. Let's see who it is. It'd be even better. It'd be even better if they came down right now and knocked on the door to get this. Yeah, this is Trevor. So now it's a letter to my mom, a letter to his grandma. So I guess I'll forgive him for that. So, but it would be awesome if he comes in right now. So, all right, where were we? That's my life. Number 34 on 9-7. Let's take a look at this. So I got negative 4/3 x plus 4/9 equals negative x squared or negative 1x squared. Again, we got to get this equal to 0. Okay. Now again, and here's just I've mentioned this before. I could add 4/3 x and subtract 4/9 and get everything here, get my 0 here. But I like my x squared thing to be positive, and it's not right now. So I see again, understanding that that's really a negative 1 in front of there. I can get that to 0 by adding 1x squared and coming over here and doing the same thing, and now it's going to be positive. All right, and I really like it when my x squared thing is positive. So here we go. I get x squared, or 1x squared, minus 4/3 x plus 4/9, and it equals 0. So we're halfway there. All right, I just got to get this left-hand side factored. And again, in 9-7, we're looking really at two different cases. Is it a difference of two squares, or is it a perfect square, one of those perfect square trinomials? It's not a difference of two squares because I've got three terms. All right. Difference of two squares is a subtraction problem involving two perfect squares. So is this a perfect square trinomial? So again, go back to your notes here. The qualifications for that is the first term a perfect square? X squared, yeah, because that's x times x. And is 4/9 a perfect square? Now, if you looked at the notes, or even better, if you were here for class while we were doing this, we talked about the square root of a fraction. You look at the square root of the numerator and the square of the denominator. 4 is a perfect square. That's 2 times 2. And 9 is a perfect square. That's 3 times 3. So yeah, 4/9 is a perfect square, and it's 2/3. So now, if that is a perfect square. All right. Now, if I multiply this, 2/3 times x is 2/3 x, and if I double 2/3, I get 4/3. All right. So yeah, this is a perfect square trinomial. So it's x, and again, the sign always agrees with that. It's x minus 2/3 and x minus 2/3, and it still equals 0. Okay. Now again, here's some free information. Let's pause. Don't actually pause, but let's pause solving the problem for right now. The other way you might see this factored here, instead of writing it out twice, instead of writing x minus 2/3 times x minus 2/3, you might see people write, or you might see me write this sometimes as x minus 2/3 quantity squared. Okay, means the same thing. All right, I think in the answer sheet I've been writing this out twice because I think that's what you guys are more comfortable with. But I did want to show you that instead of writing it out twice, we can just say, hey, I'm going to multiply it by itself 2 times, so I can write the quantity x minus 2/3 squared. Okay. But in this case, let's go ahead and finish this up. I'm multiplying two things and getting 0 means one of these has to be 0. And again, you don't need to write this twice because they're the same thing. So really, we know right now that x minus 2/3 has to be 0. And now I've got a one-step equation, so I can add 2/3 to both sides. So the solution to this equation is x equals 2/3. Okay, and again, we can plug that in up top, and you can take, if you want to take the time to do that. You can go and do that and make sure that that does make the original equation true. So okay, so getting this thing equal to 0. Keep your x squared thing positive. So if we add 1 x squared to both sides, that gives me what I want. recognize it as a perfect square trinomial, and factor and solve it from there. All right. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. Take care, guys.